Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. So today I am just building the exterior of a house. I'm not actually furnishing it, and that's because this is a collaboration with the plumioux, who also makes Sims 3 house building videos, house remodeling videos, and she does a bunch of really cool stuff on her channel, which I will of course have linked in the description, and there should be a card at the end of the video. But she will be doing the furnishing for this house, so hopefully you check out that. I really hope you do. I've been watching a bunch of her videos, and her furnishing skills are really good, so I'm sure it'll turn out amazing. I haven't seen the completed house yet, but I know that it's going to look really cool, so I highly encourage you to go check out the furnishing part on her channel, and also to watch some of her other videos. She has a lot of really good Sims 3 house builds, house remodels. She also does some challenge videos, and just a lot of really cool stuff. She's been doing some seasons videos, Sims 4 room builds. So if that's your kind of thing, because it probably is if you watch my videos, then hopefully you can go check out her channel, and it'd be really cool. So anyway, right here I'm building a thing, which it goes through a few stages, and I do kind of work out a floor plan, although I did tell the plumioux that she can do whatever she wants with the interior, so I'm not sure how much the floor plan is going to change or not, but it was just kind of a slight suggestion. It also kind of helps me kind of envision the shape of the house, and I'm picturing kind of what a room is going to be. But of course that is, that's just in my part, but we'll see how the house evolves. Anyway, so here I'm just working on getting the general shape. We decided on a modern kind of style for this house. The goal was like a modern industrial style. I'm not entirely sure how much I achieved in the industrial side of things. So, I tried a bit. I used some columns from Fastlane stuff, which look kind of industrial. I feel like The Sims 4 is a little bit better for industrial style stuff than The Sims 3, but it's kind of, I feel like it's almost more rustic modern than industrial modern, but it kind of has that vibe in it. I guess a lot of that will also come down to the furnishing as well. But right now, I'm trying to figure out kind of how to make this house look like an interesting thing, I guess, because it just looked a bit strange for the longest time, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So as you can see here, I have this diagonal portion that doesn't really work out, and I thought, that kind of makes the layout a little bit more challenging. So I didn't really want to do that. So I decided later on to kind of square it off and not do the diagonal part. And also it just made the roof look kind of weird, because I felt like the house just wasn't balanced, because one side of the house had the 2-story section and with the actual sloped roof, and then the other side just had a flat roof and it was only 1 story tall. So it just looked a little imbalanced. So I ended up expanding the second floor a bit more, and also adding, I think, a front roof I add a roof over the front porch area. So that kind of helps balance out the house a little bit. But anyway, right here I'm kind of doing this little trick with the roofs to make them kind of look a little bit more Sims 4-ish. So what I mean by that is in The Sims 4, you can kind of pull the eaves of the roof out and make them a little bit longer. And you can't do that in The Sims 3. So I didn't like the way that the roof just kind of seemed to end too soon. The eaves just weren't large enough. So I kind of built a second one that went out farther, and then just deleted the walls around that extra portion, and that left the roof portion there that went farther out than it normally would. So that's kind of how I achieved those longer eaves than what would normally be there. And right here I tried doing that in the front as well, so you'll see that in a second here. I tried to extend the eaves off the front, but it just didn't look quite right, so didn't do that. I actually end up expanding the back here, because it just looked too stubby almost. The second floor looked a little bit too stubby, it was just kind of too much flat roof. So I do end up expanding the second floor. And right here you can see it's quite a large back porch. And I should mention, this house is built in Twinbrook, and it's built in built on one of the lots that's kind of on an island, and it has I think it's an island. Anyway, it has these lots that slope down toward the water, so that's how I'm able to get that back porch that's really on the first floor, but it's kind of elevated a level higher, so you kind of have a walkout basement, which I like doing things like that. I kind of like to use the terrain in interesting ways as opposed to just building a house on a flat lot. So well, I do build houses on flat lots, but sometimes I'll put like a garage that goes under the house or something. And speaking of garages, this one does not have a garage. There just really wasn't room. I mean, I guess I could have put one in if I really wanted to, but I didn't really think about it, and I was like, oh, well, not everyone needs to have a car, right? I guess. So yeah, there's no garage with this house, but it is, at least with my layout that I put in, I put in 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, although there is space for 5 bedrooms, but I didn't really want to like make everything like necessarily have to be a bedroom, because there's lots of other things you could do with that kind of space. You could have like a game room or a study or something, so I left that a little open-ended. But anyway, upstairs here, I'm just adding in some walls just to kind of section off what would be bedrooms and bathrooms. So with the floor plan that I put in, the second floor has I think it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and then the 4th bedroom and the 3rd bathroom were actually on the lower level, on the lowest level, in the basement, I guess. So yeah, there's actually no bedrooms or bathrooms on the 1st floor here. So, just the way it is, I guess. So right there, I just got some stairs and just a bit of a half wall for that open area, and also putting in some fireplaces as well. So that's cool. And right now we're just going to work out the basement again. I just put in some walls just to kind of like fill out the space, I guess, just to add some sort of a layout down there. And here we're starting on some windows. So just getting in some large windows, some smaller windows for where I would think the kitchen would go. So you can fit some cabinets under those windows, perhaps. And here I'm just going to put in some nice big windows at the back. So there's a nice view of the ocean. It's not really an ocean. It's more of like a river, I guess. But yeah, I guess a brook, as it's called, Twin Brook. So I guess there's 2 brooks, presumably. Anyway, here I was trying to figure out what to do with the roof in the front, because it just looked too imbalanced or unbalanced, and it just wasn't good. So I ended up adding a balcony in the front, actually, and adding a little bit of a front roof over the porch. And here's where I remove the diagonal portion. And an interesting thing about this video is this is actually not sped up as fast as I normally do. Normally I'll do 700 or 750% times normal speed. This one is 650%, so that's 6.5 times normal speed, because this house didn't actually take that long. I mean, I built it over multiple days. I think it took me like 3 days, but really it was only like an hour and a half of actual building time. I spent some time looking on the internet for some pictures to get some inspiration, and that's where I kind of got the idea for that roof, although the house I was looking at only had like 1/2 of that, and I was like, oh, what if we do like mirror it kind of? But so I spent some time like looking up what kind of house, or getting some ideas and inspiration, and then the house kind of came together pretty quickly, even though I didn't really have the time to do it all in one sitting. But that's not a very long video, actually, so that's pretty cool. Normally I'm like spending forever just to build houses. I remember some of my videos I had to split into 2 parts, and like one section of just building a house would like take a half hour sped up like 700%. So this one kind of came together a little bit quicker. So yeah, anyway, also you can see the roof. Well, you can't see it now, but now you can, kind of. The roof is like the metal sheets or metal panels. I've used it before. I actually use that more often than you'd think I would. I mean, it just seems kind of like a strange roof to use, but I actually quite like it. I used it in, I think, the Island Mansion house, and also I think some beach house from a while ago. But anyway, it's a pretty cool roof, and I thought that kind of brought in some of the industrial feeling a little bit, which I was trying to go for. Oh, also you can see, you could see for a second that the master bedroom does have a vaulted ceiling. It's a higher ceiling because of the frieze that's on top of that section of the house. And right now I'm just putting in all the windows. Windows are black. Thought it would add some contrast. And I also put in some black stucco and some gray stucco, which I'm starting on right now. So that kind of also brings in some contrast. It's a very gray house, I guess. The roof is gray, has gray stone and then gray stucco, but it's kind of a cohesive color scheme. So I thought that worked pretty well. The black kind of stands out there. And right now I'm putting in some stuff down here. I'm going to remove that center column because it kind of blocks the usefulness of that lower area. But there is kind of a nice outdoor area there, which I left unfurnished. And right now I'm just painting up the back of the house, putting in some things around the place. Also just doing some small touches like the top railing of the half walls, and also painting up the floors and like the edges of like those floor sections there, just to kind of make it look quite nice and neat. So yeah, anyway, just putting all that stuff in. I added in a trellis up here. I also added another trellis over the front door. So I thought that was kind of an interesting modern touch. And right now we're going to do the wood flooring. I'm using my favorite wood pattern. So I got that on the back porch and also on the front porch. And yeah, just doing a few things here and there and all that good stuff. We're also going to do some landscaping, of course, so getting in some trees. I used a lot of the aspen trees, or actually, I think those are aspens. I don't know, beech. I think those are beech trees. I can't remember. There's two that look very similar, and one's like a more yellow color and one's more of a true green. And I think one's a beech and one's an aspen. I think these are the beech trees, but anyway, they're all over Twin Brook, so I thought that fit in nicely, so I put those in. And here I'm just kind of adjusting the floor pattern on the back deck there. And also I'm going to get in some doors, so I also put in closets. I did put clothes in the closets because I wanted them to kind of be look like closets. But yeah, so I did that. But anyway, there's some doors. This is the extent of the interior, so just some doors and some archways and some closets, and that's it. That's all I do. So putting in some archways there, just going into that room there with the fireplace, which I thought would probably make a good living room, although it could also be a dining room or something, or a study, but you know. And what are we doing here? I don't know. I guess some more windows. So yeah, actually we're kind of nearing the end here. So there's going to be some screenshots after this, so I hope you check those out. And I also really hope that you check out the second part. Please do that. Again, like I said, a link in the description below to the Plum Dots channel. Check her stuff out. It's really good. A lot of her builds are very impressive. I like them a lot. And I highly encourage you not only watching the second part of this, but also a bunch of other videos on her channel. And yeah, so we're just going to add in some details in the house. There's a few minutes left. So we're just going to wrap up the landscaping, also get in some stairs, and also like a little bit of a front path thing here, I guess. So yep, we're doing that. And there's also some ferns and some other kinds of plants and stuff. So, you know, got to make it look nice. It's kind of my typical landscaping. I did a little rock retaining wall there because the terrain was kind of funky and I didn't really want to smooth it out. So I thought that would kind of be a nice transition there. And here we're going to put in a bit of a back patio. So this is from the walkout basement. I also, like I said before, remove that center column there because it's a bit intrusive. So I will do that. And I'm also putting in some dirt terrain paint, of course. Can't go wrong with some dirt terrain paint, very important. So just putting that there underneath all the plants and flower beds and stuff. And I'm also going to put in, oh, here's the clothes, yeah. I do put in the clothes, so just each closet has a little bit of a clothes rack. And I also, I think, change up the flooring because I hate that carpet that I always use, that like default carpet. So I just put in one of the default wood things, so, you know. But anyway, we're actually pretty much close to wrapping it up here. The last thing I'm going to do is some exterior lighting. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you check out the screenshots, and I hope you check out the furnishing part on the Plum Dots channel. And yeah, so just doing the outdoor lighting, some porch lighting, all that good stuff. There's where I removed that column. Looks much better. And yeah, just some final touches here. And there you go. So anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Bye, everyone.